A charter school in Louisiana has caused a nationwide debate about how to handle pregnant teenagers in school. The Delhi Charter School had a policy of requiring students they suspected of being pregnant to take a pregnancy test, and if they refused or if they tested positive, they were kicked out and had to be homeschooled. The policy was just eliminated because someone in the school's community filed a complaint with the ACLU. In tonight's Fox in Focus, how should schools deal with pregnant teens? Should they be allowed to stay in class, or should they be separated from the rest of the student population? Joining us to talk about it are Dr. Nicole Walters, an education expert from the University of St. Thomas, and Kathleen McKinley, who writes the conservative blog TexasSparkle for the Houston Chronicle. Kathleen, we'll begin with you. What do you think should be done with pregnant teenagers in high school?
Well, I have to say, I want to defend the administrators and the teachers at this charter school. I think they've gotten a lot of heat over requiring pregnancy tests, and I do disagree with that. But I think they deserve some credit because this is a rural, low-income area. They're trying to fight teen pregnancy, and I think they just wanted to raise the bar, raise the standard.
Well, let's bring in Nicole Walters. At the same time, it seems that the girl is being punished in this case. Do you think the way that district was handling this was right?
No, I think it was inappropriate. I'm an educator, and I am all for equitable opportunities, and I think we need to remember that these children don't need to be castigated. It's not a reprehensible thing that they're going through. This is a life change. It may not have been the time that we wanted them to be pregnant, but the point of the matter is they have been pregnant. We need to have a comprehensive sex education program that talks about the steps to do, to what not to do, to involve the young men, because I have a problem with sending home the young women or forcing them to take a pregnancy test. But where are the young men that also, participate? The last time that I checked, it takes 2 people to get pregnant, and so I think it sends a message that as girls you're damaged and you need to be separated, and as boys you can continue your life. I have a problem with that.
I'll tell you, as part of my show prep for this, I had a conversation with my teenage daughter, who will be a senior in high school this year. She said there were 5 pregnant girls in her class last year. They were all left in the school, and she said, it makes you think about it every time one of those girls passes you in the hall.
Right, absolutely, and I think that's the other point is this is real life, and we have to also have conversations and dialogue. It's not a cakewalk, and I'm not, some of these girls are not glorifying it. I know that there are shows out there on MTV about, I'm 16 and pregnant, but the mainstream audience is not thinking that this is something that we need to glorify. We need to have conversations. We need to have a comprehensive sex education program. We need to talk about this, and I think as educators, we can't be the moral police. I'm well aware that Louisiana has the 6th highest rate of teen pregnancies, but I think instead of trying to police the children and send them home, they need to focus on academics. They need to focus on student achievement. They need to focus on being good citizens, and separating them from the mainstream audience is not the way to go.
Right, Kathleen, we have a short amount of time left, but in that time, what do you think about this idea that you are helping to educate these other girls in school and boys by seeing the results of, the teen pregnancy in class?
Well, I really disagree with that. I know the director of the ACLU said that promoted, to separate them, it promoted in the archaic notion that a pregnant teen is not a good example. But that's not an archaic notion. That's a common sense notion because we know that 15, 16-year-old pregnant teens are not the ideal. So I feel like it not only benefits the teenager, because I think with all that she goes through, it's better to have an alternative school. I know I've experienced this in helping my neighbor who takes in pregnant teens at their own school, that helps them when they have their baby. They don't have, they can go back into that curriculum, and if they're in a regular school, it's very hard to catch up.
Kathleen, we're going to have to make that the last point. Thank you both for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you.